going on, guys? It's episode 5 of Throne Breaks. I'm your host, Al King, aka Big Al, and on today's show, we're going to talk about, as usual, sports cards. We're going to talk about other collectible items as well. We have a guest interview. He's big into the toy world, the Funko Pop world. Chicago Toy Company owner's name is George. He was gracious enough to come on and hop on for an interview with me, and we had a great conversation. We talked about not only what he does with the Funko Pops and his new location and just outside of Chicago, you'll hear in the interview, but also he started to buy into breaks. That's how I met him. I was a breaker on Whatnot for him, and we kind of just hit it off. They came in and they bought him and his daughter. It was a good time. Now he's buying slabs, and we'll get into all this stuff right in the interview. But as you guys saw on a couple episodes ago on a mail day, he also sent me some Funko Pops that were personal to me. This Loki one, if you didn't see the episode, I have a dog named Loki. We were on another podcast together and he kept barking. And I said, Loki, shut up. Loki, be quiet, Loki. And he goes, what's your dog's name? I said, Loki. And he's like, oh, perfect. He already knew he was going to send me 2. And he added a 3rd one. This one, Big Al. This is freaking awesome. Like, how cool is this? It's just Big Al. I mean, I don't even have to explain anything else. Of course, the Iron Throne for Throne Breaks, right? Very cool. Very happy that he sent me those. And just goes to show the type of person that George is, right? He has Chicago Toy Company, but he's just a great person. He sent those to me just for free, right? Just because we kind of became friends, and I got to send him something back to return the favor. I don't know what yet. Maybe you guys can help me out. I don't know what to send a guy that has all the Funkos he could ever want. I know he's a Zach LaVine collector. I could maybe send him a Zach LaVine card. I don't know. He has cards. I don't know what to send him. Help me out. Anyways, without further ado, the interview with George. What's going on, guys? Today I got George, aka Chicago Toy Company, with me. I guess that's not really your nickname. That's more your shop name, huh, George?
Shop name, yes. Chicago Toy Company.
Talk to me a little bit about Chicago Toy Company. What is it? Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you with me?
Well, I met Big Al during some breaks with Blez. He was mine and my daughter's favorite breaker. And they stopped doing breaks on Whatnot. So we really haven't done any breaks with anybody since.
Really?
We bought a few boxes from Panini. They actually had a good sale going on for Black Friday.
Yeah, Black Friday through Cyber Monday.
I bought some boxes there. And other than that, we've been just busting a little bit of retail here and there, and buying stuff on eBay.
Yeah, so so that's gonna be one of my questions later, but
right. Well, that's how we met.
Yes, correct.
And then we had you on a podcast, which has yet to be cut and done, so that eventually will be done. Tim is the one that does. Yeah, exactly. I'm still waiting for that one. I don't know why it's taking them so long. Well,
it was probably really good content. They're probably busy really cutting up all the gold.
Yeah, right. So here at Chicago Toy Company, we specialize in Funko Pops. We've been doing it for a few years now. We just moved to a bigger location, has a lot of different rooms and space. This, for instance, the room that I'm in is going to be our Whatnot room. We're actually starting next week.
Oh, dude, so cool.
Yeah, so what I originally promised was 100 giveaways before we sold anything. So starting Wednesday, we're going to be giving away 20 pops per day, starting on the 7th of December.
I was going to say, drop a date, because this is going to go live after, for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're basically a brick and mortar store. We don't do any shipping right now, but with our introduction to Whatnot, we'll be doing some, but we have a lot of walk-in traffic, so our primary source of income is through the door, and that's where we do a lot of buying, and we don't order anything direct. We buy collections from people, We do
No
trades with
way.
people, so similar to the sports cards industry, you know.
I had no idea you didn't buy any direct. That's
No,
insane. That
nothing, zero,
wow,
zero.
wow,
Yeah,
that's impressive.
yeah.
Because your inventory that I see on social media is like ever expanding. I feel like.
It's so before we moved a few months back, I had a small location. I actually got up to 4 storage units full of stuff. 10 by 20, 10 by 30. Um, and that's where I had to draw the line. I'm like, can't be spending more on storage than I am on retail space. So got into a 4,200 square foot spot. We have everything under one roof now. Everything's actually organized, so we actually know what we have. That's what the big move was, all fun opening boxes and forgetting certain things you bought, and it was like Christmas, you know what I mean?
Finding Big Al Funkos.
Big Al, the Big Al Funko. You got
Yeah,
the dog,
I want to show
Loki
those.
the
I'll
dog,
show those off in a minute. Say again.
Loki the dog, right? Your dog's
Yes,
name's
yes,
Loki,
Loki the dog.
and then your throne.
um, and the throne. Yes, those are going to make an appearance here very shortly. You sliding back to the cards. You mentioned to me that you had a shop in the '90s. I think you said it was.
Late, uh, late '90s was when I got out.
Okay.
I'd say 1999 was the last year that I actually had a shop, card shop. Back then, it was a lot different than it is now. You know, everything. I think that when 2000 hit, that's when $7 was expensive for a pack of cards. Now, good luck finding a box under a few $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I think Jordan PSA 10s at the time were around 10,000, 12,000. So you see where they're at now. They've
Yeah.
they've actually come down, right? I think they're like 1 to 200,000 now.
Yeah. They're low. They're low compared to what they were.
Right.
Yeah,
And
by a pretty sizable margin.
I remember going to Pomona, California
Okay.
with a bunch of Kobe rookies. And at the time, we had hundreds. Tops Chrome, all that stuff. Now you can't find that stuff. You can't touch that stuff. So
Wow.
those are my last memories before getting back in, like almost a year ago.
Mhm.
And it's just insane where the hobby has gone. It's just
Yeah,
crazy,
it
you
is.
know.
It's nuts. We're leveling out right now, I think.
Right.
We're finding a right now as it sits, it's November 29th, we're recording this. I think we are all I'm going to just say it. We were all on a free fall without a parachute, and I think we've all deployed our parachutes right now, and we're coming to find a landing spot. I believe. I think we're close to where rock bottom's not the right term because we've had rock bottom in the hobby, and we're not close to that, right?
No.
But we're coming close to a nice landing point. Maybe a little bit lower than some investors like, but
Right.
it's good for us collectors and it's going to be enough to keep the hobby alive. I think in the capacity that it is today. So I mean, I'm excited for where it's going.
Yeah, me too. I enjoy collecting. I was out of it for almost 20 years. Actually 20 years, yeah.
Wow,
And I got bored and started collecting again, not this past February, the February before. And it's kind of tumbleweeded into a whole room full of full of
of
cards,
slaps.
and we might be buying and selling cards at Chicago Toy Company in a few months. Who knows?
That's beautiful. That is
Yeah,
beautiful. Music to my ears.
I love it.
um,
I love sports. Love the hobby.
yeah, it's a good segue. Switching to cards. I know you said you haven't been breaking with anyone. But what got you guys initially into breaking? Why did you buy into breaks rather than going and buying the hobby boxes or buying singles? What made the break worth your time and money?
You know what? It all started. I wasn't going to pay $1,000 a box for cards. I'm more of a, I want a certain player. I'm going to go buy that certain player. And me being in the Funko Pop industry, Whatnot is a big platform for Funko Pops. So I would be basically doing some homework, watching certain Whatnot streams for Funkos, and then I saw, hey, card breaks. What are card breaks about? I had no idea. We never did card breaks back in the day. We did pack wars, stuff like that. They still do that, but boxes were affordable back when in the late 90s, early 2000s, and so it kind of intrigued me when I started watching some of these guys doing the breaks, and I'm like, you know what, that's a cool idea. You bid whatever, and you get a team, and if you get lucky, get a good autograph or a low number card, and I don't know, it just became fun for a while. Me personally, I still like to go online and buy certain players,
Hmm.
but my daughter, she's 19. She really enjoys, doing the break. She'll open packs and know all the players, and she knows
Yeah,
more
it's
players
great.
than I do. You know what I mean?
I love it. I, I'll say for value, buying the guys you want on eBay, I think is the better way to go. But it's less fun, right? It's
Correct.
less entertaining. It's less community driven, and I think that part of breaking is really what attracts a lot of people to come back. Whether or not they hit a massive card, they had a good time that night. They did something that they enjoyed to do for 3, 4, 5 hours, however long they're there. And I think that's something that can't be replaced by just going and buying a single on eBay. Like mail day is fun,
Right.
right? But it's not as fun as hitting a massive card in a community of like-minded people, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right. Exactly. And the chats are going,
Yep.
and you get into certain rooms, and a lot of people know each other. It's a lot of the same people in there. So I wish you guys would have kind of stuck with it. Takes a while
Yeah.
to
Me
kind of
too.
build it up, but I
Me too.
understand money comes first, and sometimes you can't just keep bleeding money.
Yes, and I kind of was there for a minute, as you know. Let's see. I have a debate question that I brought up in this episode that's gonna air this Saturday that I haven't asked anyone else yet. What is your stance on one of one cards? Do you grade? Do you not? Why or why not?
So me personally, I prefer everything graded. Um, one of one card, obviously, the grade kind of doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter. Like yesterday, I was bidding on Justin Jefferson Obsidian 101. It was a PSA 8. I usually don't buy PSA 8s, but it's a one of one. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, a lot of people say the grade doesn't matter. I think it does matter, even on a one of one. I think that Obsidian Justin Jefferson went for like around 900 yesterday. If it would have been a PSA 10, it's an easy $1,500 to $2,000 card. You
Let me
know,
ask you this. Let me ask you this then.
yeah,
So if that card was raw,
I wouldn't have. I don't look up anything wrong.
you wouldn't have bidded on it.
No,
Do you think it would have went for more than it did as a raw, as opposed to what it did for an eight? Because that's my argument. So it's a good little.
right. Like I said, I personally just do graded stuff,
Mhm.
and if I'm looking for one of ones, which I normally do. See, I had a bad taste in my mouth from back in the day because a lot of people were trimming cards and stuff.
Yeah,
So that's kind of
back in
why I
the day, huh?
steer
That was a
away.
back in the day. That was a back in the day problem, huh? Not
No,
a
it's
current.
a current problem too. I've seen different pictures and stuff like
Yeah,
that. I think that's why I steer away from ungraded stuff, and I'd rather have something slabbed and buy it that way than. I know
than
what you're
raw.
saying though. If somebody would have rather have a PSA 7 one of one or ungraded, you know, It looks bad when it's a PSA 7. It looks bad when it just says authentic auto or
Yeah,
authentic,
yep,
you know what I mean?
yep.
But it's a one of one. So I don't know. Me personally, I would pay more if it was graded, even if it was a PSA 7 or PSA 8, than I would for a raw card.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to, I think a lot of different perspectives. My take is like, why grade a one of one? There's no other card that can be graded higher or lower than that one
Right.
if you're going to resell. Now, if it's a PC piece, get it in the slab immediately. It can come back at PSA 5. You don't care. You
Right.
have that card protected now, you know? So my thought is if you're reselling, you don't grade it.
Well, I
If
think
you
one of the current, not current, but one of the recent logo men that was bought for over 1 million, I think they slabbed it and just slabbed it as authentic.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they wanted it slabbed.
I know the exact one you're talking about.
Yeah.
The
Right.
LeBron James triple logo man.
It looks
Um,
better in the slab and everything, but
yeah,
yeah, like you said, did it really do anything to the card? Not really. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Honestly, I think they left money on the table doing what they did by grading it, and it
Yeah.
was a three-person decision, and I respect their decision, and they made the choice that they thought was right for them, and it came
Right.
back authentic, and I think it went from I'm not going to use exact numbers, but they lost a pretty good percentage of money, I would think.
Well, and I think a lot of people, when they send stuff in, I know you have the ability to write down minimum grade. So if you don't want anything under a PSA 9 or BGS 9 or whatever, they'll still slab it, but they'll mark it as authentic or whatever and
Mm.
not put the grade on it. So that's, I think, how a lot of these just get that authentic grade on it instead of a regular grade.
Well, and I think patch cards are hard to grade anyway. So you send in a card that has three patches on it,
Right, right,
it's gonna be a tough grade.
right.
Two more things before I let you go.
Yes, sir.
One is I want to talk about the gifts that you sent me really quick. Okay, so
They took a while to
yeah,
get there.
yeah, well, they took a bit to get there, and then I let them sit for like 2 weeks while they were here. I was like, I'm not opening this yet. I'm not opening this yet. I had to find time to open it on air.
Right.
So he sent me these. It was two at first, right? And
It
then you
was
found
2,
out,
and then I wanted to give you a 3rd one, yeah.
yes. And I'm assuming the third one is this one here, the Loki Funko
It
Pop.
that's why I asked you if you had a dog or something.
Yes. So I was on a
And that's
podcast
actually the
interview
best
with
one out of
George.
the 3.
It's the best one.
Yeah, the best
Uh,
one, hardest one to find out of the 3, and most valuable out of the 3 is the Loki.
Amazing, amazing. So we were on a podcast together, and I think he started barking, right?
Yes,
And I said, quiet Loki, like stop barking Loki. And he
right.
goes, what's the dog's name? I said Loki. And I knew right then you were like, I gotta get him. I'm getting him
I
something
think
Loki.
because I was asking you, like, what you're into besides sports. Like, what do you watch besides, and you're like, "Sports?"
Hmm. Yeah, correct. Correct.
I was trying to get some information from you, but,
Yeah, it's
and then
sports
I
or bust
finally
for
got
me
some.
these days. Yeah, it's sports or bust until you found out that the dog's name was Loki. Check this one out to everyone watching. This is amazing.
Big
It's a
Al,
Big Al Funko. He's got a little martini glass. It's an
perfect for you.
alligator. I gotta move that light. That light is really hurting it, but that's so cool. And then this one is massive. Look how much. Okay, this is next to my face. Look at the Iron Throne.
Yeah,
It's as big as my face
that's a
from
6-inch
Game of
size.
Thrones.
They call that the 6-inch pop. So they actually have
6
10-inch
inch.
pops and 18-inch pops.
They do?
Yeah. 18-inch pop
Wow.
is like your torso.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's insane.
So, when we were talking about Funkos before, and I know Nick, our producer, he's actually a big Funko Pop guy, so he was really excited to have you on.
Oh, okay.
Um, when we were talking before, I said, I can't wait to get these Funko Pops so I have something else to collect and something else to spend my money on. And now that these are here, I'm like, wait, I need to get. I look at the back and I'm like, I need to get these ones. I need to get
Right.
all the
You
other.
need to get Thor and
Yeah, yeah. So now I'm on a whole other path of collecting things.
it's fun. It's fun.
It is fun. It is fun. And like I said, I'm gonna get a shelf. They're gonna end up here. I might take one of these sound pads down. And
Okay.
we'll have these things behind
At
me.
least I have the Big Al one back there.
Yeah, of course, right? It has to be. Do you have any favorite? This is the last thing I ask everyone. Any favorite PC pieces on you or near you, or
Well, I dug up some stuff.
are they Zach Levine's?
How did you know one was a Zach Levine?
Check
Well,
it out.
here's our newest let's see, our newest wide receiver.
Yep.
I just
Yep.
bought that. That's out of 10.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for one of ones and things that are numbered low.
Okay.
So that's out of 10. So I think I told you the story on these.
Yes. Tell it again, really quick.
So there's 349 of them. I currently own about 100 of them, and I don't have any of them slabbed. I have like 4 slabbed, and the rest are raw. So I don't know if I should grade them and ruin the pops on all of them, or just leave them raw.
Yeah. I mean, I'd leave them raw till for a while. I would say.
Stuff like this, I buy one of ones. It's a Reggie Jackson auto.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, you'll like this one. This is out of 10. Nothing super expensive, but
That Josh.
actually,
Yep.
out of 10 rookie card.
He's balling right now, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, here's let me see. Here's a Justin Jefferson gold out of 10 rookie.
Wow.
So, like I told you, I like low numbered stuff, and I love wide receivers.
Okay.
This is a National Treasures printing plate. AJ Brown, one of one.
Wow.
And these are hard to get in good grades because they use the printing plates to
Yeah.
make the cards, you know?
Is that a 9.5?
It's a 9.5, and it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 color.
Wow.
And
Printing plates always interest me.
AJ Brown again. That's sorry, I'm terrible with the cameras.
You're good. Oh, Shield.
That's a shield. I love AJ Brown. I love Justin Jefferson, and I love this guy right here, DK Metcalf. This is SGC, and that's National Treasures also. That's
Printing
a
plate.
nice patch.
Is that a printing plate? Yeah, right?
Printing plate, yeah.
Yeah.
Printing
Wow.
plate autograph with it's on card, and it has the 3 colors on it.
Did
See, and
DK
like,
Metcalf catch
as
the
you can
pass this
see, I
past
don't care
weekend?
about what company grades them.
Sure.
You know, it's a one of one. You know, it's
Yep.
it's cool.
Yep.
I don't just buy regular printing plates. I like the ones with the patches in them.
Mm-hmm. I could tell.
Yeah. So me personally, I like low numbered stuff because sometimes you'll buy stuff like this. That's
Yeah.
Justin Fields rookie green, and right now, I think when I bought it, pop was 20, and now like a month later, the pop's like 50 something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
It's like
everyone's sending Justin Fields in for grading right now because he's finally balling, right?
right. But that stuff, you know, the pop could eventually be 1,000 because there's no numbers on the cards. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So me personally, I like the stuff that's great. That's graded number 1 and number 2. It's got to be numbered.
Sure.
That's one of my other things.
Is it like to 99 or less, to 199 or less?
No, actually, I like 50 or under, but
Okay.
if it's a cool card, I'll do 99 or under that. But mostly one of ones and golds. I love golds out of 10. and obviously one of them.
The industry loves gold. We
Yeah,
all love gold.
we all love gold.
George, thank you for your time. Before you leave, where can the people find you? I know you guys aren't doing any shipping, but where can they find you? Drop your whatnot handle, drop the Instagram, all that stuff.
Yeah, we're actually Chicago Toy Company across the board. On Instagram is our the main platform we use. We'll be on Whatnot within the next couple weeks. So anybody looking for pops, we always have the best prices, and we'll be shipping through Whatnot. Other than that, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, but like I said, the main thing that we're going to be on is Instagram or Whatnot, and that would be Chicago Toy Company on all the platforms.
And for my massive Chicago following, where can they find you locally?
We're at 1387 Wind Energy Pass in Batavia. We're literally 40 minutes from the city, and we're right off one of the main expressways, so we're super easy to get to, and come on by, take a tour.
Sweet. Cool, man. George, thank you again for your time, and all the success to your shop, and hopefully when you start selling cards, I could bring my expertise to your table.
We're going to have you over for sure.
Cool.
Thanks for having me on.
Again, I really want to thank George, aka Chicago Toy Company, for coming by, taking the time out of his day to talk about Funko Pops, to talk about sports cards, to talk about all things collectibles. Loving what he's doing at his new shop. Love that the location is bigger. He can do more things. Love that they started on Whatnot. If you haven't checked them out on Whatnot yet, you should. It's Chicago Toy Company, one word, no spaces. Go check them out. They've been doing a great job. They had a 100% giveaway show. If you didn't see it, you missed it. So did I, but it's okay. But again, just thanks for George stopping by and hanging out and taking the time to interview. It was a lot of fun. Looking ahead, as we wrap up this episode, there are two big releases that are coming out. One will have already released when this airs live. It's actually coming out tomorrow. It's 2122 Contenders Optic. If you know the product, if you know the hobby, it's a big one. It's a risky one, but the hits are massive. But it's a risk, okay? Contenders Optic is a risky product. You know, if you get it, there's a limited amount of cards. The auto is a hit or miss. You're really hoping for low numbered stuff, cracked ice stuff. But it's a beautiful product. It's chrome. It's phenomenal card stock. It's one of the better products of the year, every year, especially when you hit, right? So I'm going to start ripping that this week. I'm excited to see what comes out of it. If you have a big hit from this opening week, please drop it in the comments. Let us know what you hit. Share it with us. I want to see the pictures. DM me, BigAl_rips. Let me know. We want to see it. I want to see the big hits. Hopefully I get a rip for you. Hopefully we hit big in 2122 Contenders Optic. The other one I'm excited for, and I don't know who watched the fights this weekend. Patty may or may not have won the fight. So I'll leave that up to you. Did he win or did he not win the fight? Answer that question in the comments too. Anyways, regardless, 29-28, unanimous, he won by the judge scores. But what do you think? I have my opinion. I guess I'll share it really quick. I honestly think he won because he worked more, if that makes sense. The only thing that Romero had was leaning on him and, whatever. It was not a great fight. Regardless, it was not a great fight. And you don't want to think that the name sways the judges on a fight like that to where, well, Patty needs to win because the sport needs Patty to win. It was just not a good fight. I'm happy Patty won, for not only for my Patty collection, but because I just like the dude, right? He's a likable guy. I think he can be a phenomenal fighter. He claimed he hurt himself in the first round. Maybe that's why it was a little bit boring for a Patty fight. Anyways, what do you think? Who won that fight? Into segue, what I'm looking forward to is December 21st, 2022 Donruss Optic UFC comes out. we're going to have Downtown Fighter Chase. How cool is that? Along with all the other things that Optic comes with, color, low numbered, nice autos. Downtown's already said. I believe there's another insert in there this year that isn't usually in an Optic, and it's spacing my mind right now. But yes, Optic UFC, first time ever, debut product for UFC. So really excited for that. That drops December 21st, which will be a couple days, 4 days I think after this airs. And then it's Christmas. I forgot to wear my Christmas sweater or a Christmas hat. This is what happens when you rush. Slow down in life. Let things go. Slow down. I have 5 minutes till I have to leave. So on that note, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Episode 5 of Throne Breaks. Don't forget how awesome you are, and we'll see you next time. Peace.